Black. The gentle sound of wind in corn. A row of books. Dust falls from spaces between them, settling on the ground like scattered memories. Title: I.N. Spanish-speaking elderly female voice. Sure, Dad was a farmer. Bright corn stalks fill the frame, swaying in the breeze, as if whispering old secrets of the earth. Like everybody else back then. The wind rises, growing wilder, shaking the plants more forcefully, a prelude to the storm that once was. Cut to a woman in her 80s against a Dutch-speaking elderly woman. Course, he didn't start that way. The wind howls, shrieking, and the scene bursts into motion. Exed the stratosphere, day burning through the fringes of space, touching the limits of the sky. A young pilot battles the storm. Int, cockpit, continuous bet. The young pilot struggles against his buffeting craft, wrestling with both destiny and the heavens. Computer says you're too tight. I got this. The pilot takes a tense glance at his instruments, determination etched on his face. Crossing the straits, shutting it down, Cooper. Shutting it all down. In the depth of space, the stratosphere spins a terrifying black and red. The aircraft is barely under control. A lone pilot, struggling, shouts against the intense forces threatening to tear the vessel apart. No, I need the power up! The cockpit shudders violently, loose controls thrashing about. Cut to. In the quiet farmhouse bedroom, night cloaks everything in shadows. Cooper bolts upright, drenched in the cold sweat of a nightmare. He's awake, yet the echoes of the storm chase him from slumber. From the door, Murph, his sleepy 10-year-old daughter, observes her father with concern. Dad? Murph says softly. Cooper turns, weariness etched into his features. Sorry, sweetheart, go back to sleep. I thought you were the ghost, Murph murmurs, clutching her blanket. Cooper attempts a tired smile. There's no ghost, Murph. Murph hesitates. Grandpa says you can get ghosts. With a chuckle, Cooper replies, maybe Grandpa's a touch too close to being one himself now. Get some rest, honey. Were you dreaming about the crash again? Murph inquires quietly. Cooper nods, feeling the weight of past events. Back to sleep, Murph. Murph's small footsteps retreat into the shadows. As dawn begins to break, painting the endless sea of corn with light, Cooper looks out, reflecting on dreams and reality. Corn was what we had plenty of, but the dust, it invaded everything. In our ears, our mouths, dust was everywhere, no escaping it. It was just everywhere. The morning light revealed a man sweeping relentless dust from his porch, a handkerchief covering his face. This was Grandpa Donald, battling the invader. Inside, Cooper poured coffee while Donald served up grits. Cooper's teenage son Tom was busy devouring breakfast. Murph, with wet hair and a towel around her neck, was tinkering with a model lunar lander. Not at the table, Murph. Dad, can you fix this? Examining the model. What happened to my lander? It wasn't me, it was the ghost. It keeps pushing my stuff. There's no ghosts, idiot. Hey, enough. I researched it. It's called a poltergeist. Dad, tell her. Murph, science means accepting what we don't know, but still, method matters. Record, analyze, and present. Sure, I will. They piled into an old pickup, brushing away yet another layer of dust. Cooper, coffee in hand, paused, eyeing the threatening sky. Corn, sure, but dust. In your ears, your mouth. Dust just everywhere, everywhere. An old man, Grandpa, handkerchief across his face, sweeps dust out onto the porch. Inside, Cooper pours coffee while Donald, his father, serves grits. Tom, Cooper's 15-year-old son, eats quickly as Murph, his young daughter, fiddles with pieces of a model. Not at the table, Murph. Dad, can you fix this? Takes pieces. What'd you do to my lander? Wasn't me. Let me guess, your ghost? It knocked it off my shelf. It keeps knocking books off. There's no such thing as ghosts, dumbass. Hey, you know it's not something tangible. I looked it up. It's called a poltergeist. Dad, tell her it's nonsense. Murph, you know that's not how science works. But you always say science is admitting what we don't know. Well, she's got you on that one. All right, Murph. You want to tackle this scientifically? Don't just share your fears. Gather evidence, draw conclusions. Okay, I'll try. Cooper hands Murph some gadgets. Donald watches with a hint of critique. Let's look after our stuff. Don't forget, you're the parent here, not me. Cooper gets his keys and coffee, glancing at the sky. All right, let's get going. The kids climb into their old truck, brushing off the dust. A dark cloud looms. A dust storm's coming in, isn't it? No, it's something worse. Nelson's burning all of his crops, blight hitting them hard. They're saying this will be the last crop of okra. Ever. Cooper watches the smoke rising in the distance, concerned. He climbs into his truck. Should have followed the crowd and planted corn. Well, maybe you should be nicer to Miss Hanley. She's single, you know. What are you getting at, Donald? Repopulating Earth, a noble duty. Maybe start contributing more. Stick to minding your own affairs. Inti eekst pickup truck on dirt road. Cooper drives down the dusty road, coffee in hand as Murph fumbles with the gear stick. All right, Murph, let's aim for second gear. Murph grapples with the gear stick, finally managing success. Cooper takes a sip of his coffee. Now try for third. Murph struggles to find the right gear, resulting in a loud grinding noise. Find the gear, you moron. In the vast landscape of uncertainty, we often encounter unexpected challenges. Imagine you're on a journey and suddenly a tire blows out. Just as in life's path, obstacles will arise. Shut up, Tom. In this moment of tension, it's easy to blame or poke fun. What'd you do, Murph? She didn't do anything. We lost a tire is all. Misunderstandings are common. It's important to respond with clarity and calm. Murphy's Law. Shut up, Tom. Murphy's Law, many perceive it as pessimistic, but there's more beneath its surface. Murphy's Law doesn't mean bad stuff will happen. It means whatever can happen will happen. And that sounded just fine to us. In these lessons lie wisdom and perspective, teaching us to embrace possibilities and prepare for the unforeseen. Whatever can happen will happen. This is life, in its raw unpredictability, urging us forward. As Murph furrows her brows, a distant sound grows more pronounced. Cooper. What is that? The rumble intensifies, drawing Cooper's focus. With urgency, Cooper seizes Murph's hand as a drone effortlessly slices through the air overhead. Come on. Leaping into the truck, Cooper swiftly retrieves a laptop and antenna, thrusting them into Murph's grasp. He hollers over to Tom. Get in! Tom, still occupied with the tire. But what about this tire? Inti ext. Pickup truck. Moments later, the camera zooms in on the tire, destroying itself as the truck hurtles through endless cornfields. Inside, Murph powers up the laptop, while Cooper squints through the sea of corn stalks, eyes darting across the horizon. Tom, there. To the right, a shadowy figure of a drone glides low above the fields. Cooper swerves the vehicle violently, eyes locked on the prize. The drone's sleek, elongated wings cut through the sky, devoid of any cockpit. Cooper. It's an Indian Air Force surveillance drone. Those solar cells could power an entire farm. Take the wheel. Tom clutches the steering wheel as Cooper hands Murph the antenna. Keep it directed at the drone. Cooper frantically manipulates the laptop. The screen flashes with Hindi script. Cooper, faster, Tom. We're losing it. Tom deftly maneuvers the truck through the maze of corn, narrowly missing a massive harvester. The truck thuds as it loses a wing mirror. While ahead, the drone elegantly banks and glides away, its silhouette disappearing into the azure sky. Welcome to our exploration of the groundbreaking screenplay of Interstellar. Today we dive into one of its thrilling scenes. Picture this. A truck bursts out of a vast cornfield, its engine roaring with determination. On board, we have Cooper, focused intensely on his laptop. He doesn't notice the urgent voice of his son, Tom. Dad? Almost got it. Don't stop. Ahead, a daunting challenge looms, a 300-foot drop. But young Tom is concerned. Cooper glances up, surprised by the danger ahead. Tom. Instinctively, Tom hits the brakes, the truck screeching to a halt, heartbeats racing. But Cooper, ever the problem solver, simply chuckles. Guess that answers the if I told you to drive off a cliff scenario. While his daughter Murph, ever curious, focuses on the antenna. We lost it. But Cooper knows better, a smile playing on his lips. No, we didn't. And like magic, the drone soars back, controlled by Cooper's deft fingers on the trackpad. He kneels beside Murph, offering her the controls. Her eyes light up as she guides the drone soaring through the skies, fearless and joyous. Want to give it a whirl? And in this moment of wonder and bonding, we see the spirit of exploration and adventure that defines Interstellar. Thank you for watching, and remember to embrace the wonder around you. Hello everyone, welcome to our video presentation. Today we'll explore a scene that captures a moment of adaptation and survival, reflecting on the resilience necessary in challenging circumstances. We find ourselves on the edge of a riverbank, where a family has arrived in their truck. They are inspecting a drone, an impressive piece of technology with a smooth carbon exterior. This drone has a long history, connected to mission control from a decade ago. Let's set her down next to the river. As they approach, Cooper and his children, Tom and Murph, climb down, filled with curiosity. How long you think it's been up there? Delhi mission control went down same as ours, 10 years ago. It's been up there 10 years? Why'd it come down so low? Sun finally cooked its brain, or it came down looking for something. What? Some kind of signal. Who knows? As Cooper inspects the machine further, he considers its potential. What are you going to do with it? Give it something socially responsible to do, like drive a combine. Couldn't we just let it go? It's not hurting anyone. Cooper, with a thoughtful glance at his daughter, considers the lesson in survival not just for machines, but for humanity. This thing has to adapt, just like the rest of us. This scene from Interstellar showcases how even in times of great change and adversity, adaptation is key to survival. Thank you for watching. Welcome to our video presentation, where we bring you a slice of life inspired by the screenplay of the iconic movie Interstellar. Today, we explore a pivotal moment set in a seemingly ordinary day at school. The scene unfolds at a county school where a truck carrying the curious fuselage of a drone pulls up, drawing the attention of a curious crowd. In the truck, Cooper, a concerned father, exchanges words with his children, Tom and Murph. Tom, ever the responsible one, has classes to attend. Murph hints at an incident involving her that requires Cooper's attention. Despite her brother's pats on the shoulder, Murph remains anxious, hoping her father won't get upset. Cooper assures her, with confidence, that he will handle whatever comes his way. As Cooper enters the principal's office, there's a palpable awkwardness. The principal comments on Cooper's tardiness, humorously suggesting that Cooper must have stopped by an unusual store. Cooper, with a light smile and a clever retort, explains the drone's impressive capabilities, subtly shifting the focus from the potential trouble to the marvels of innovation. This brief yet engaging narrative examines themes of curiosity, responsibility, and humor in everyday interactions, ultimately reflecting on the wonders that lie beyond the ordinary. Hi everyone. Today I want to present a scene that captures the challenges and frustrations many of us face when dealing with educational systems and future planning. In a conversation between Cooper and a school principal, we encounter the harsh reality of standardized testing and its impact on our children's future. Cooper, a dedicated father, meets with principal to discuss his son Tom's academic path. The principal begins by praising Tom's suitability for farming based on his scores, while Cooper stands bewildered. "What about college?" he asks, only to hear the principal's realistic view that not everyone has the opportunity due to limited university resources. Expressing his frustration, Cooper challenges the fairness of the system, questioning how complex human potential can be reduced to mere numbers. With a witty retort, he points to the irony of the situation by comparing his son's future to mere measurements, hinting at the injustice in the method used to determine such crucial life choices. Ms. Hanley, the teacher, cannot help but find a bit of humor in the absurdity. This scene shines a light on the struggles parents face in advocating for their children's education. It reveals the tension between hope and reality, pushing us to think critically about how we assess and value potential. Welcome to our presentation on the fascinating journey presented in the screenplay of Interstellar, capturing pivotal moments and conversations from the script. Imagine a world where necessities become luxuries, a planet inching towards desperation. Picture Cooper, an educated man, grappling with his place in this evolving scenario. Once an engineer and pilot by profession, Cooper finds himself contemplating his role in a world that no longer prioritizes his skills. The principal, a figure of authority, reminds Cooper of the stark economic reality. "We didn't run out of planes or television sets. We ran out of food." It's a poignant reminder of shifting priorities and the critical need for farmers, the new custodians of humanity's future. As the conversation shifts, we meet Miss Hanley, who discusses Cooper's daughter, Murph, a a curious child, intrigued by history, finds herself in trouble for sharing an outdated textbook depicting lunar landings. It's a moment that challenges accepted narratives, highlighting the importance of questioning and education. Join us as we dive deeper into the rich tapestry of Interstellar, exploring themes of resilience, adaptation, and hope for future generations. Welcome to today's presentation, where we delve into the intriguing world of history and science. Let's set the stage with a thought-provoking conversation inspired by the screenplay of Interstellar. Picture this. Cooper, an informed and curious individual, starts off by questioning the very fabric of our space achievements. Cooper corrected? MS Hanley arrives with a surprising explanation. Well, many believe the Apollo missions were just an elaborate story crafted to financially cripple the Soviet Union. Cooper can't hold back his disbelief. Cooper, you don't actually think we never made it to the moon? MS Hanley maintains her composure. I see it as a masterstroke of propaganda. The Soviets exhausted their resources chasing the stars with rockets, which some say were ultimately just costly gadgets. Cooper reflects a bit, then points out the irony. These costly gadgets included wonders like the MRI. If only we had kept them around, doctors might have found the cyst in my wife's brain before it was too late. MS Hanley gives a sympathetic nod. I understand your loss, Mr. Cooper. It seems young Murph has absorbed your passion, leading to some classroom disputes over these moon landing tales. Let's ponder this narrative as we explore not just our history, but how it shapes our view of tomorrow. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to today's presentation. We're going to explore a scene inspired by the screenplay of a well-loved sci-fi movie, Interstellar, and see how it captures some memorable family dynamics and challenges. Imagine you're a parent visiting your kid's school. Ms. Hanley, the teacher, invites you in to discuss your child's behavior at home. She seems hopeful that you'll have some solutions. Cooper, with a calm demeanor, suggests taking his daughter Murph to a baseball game. There's a game tomorrow night. She's really into baseball right now. There'll be candy and soda. Ms. Hanley watches him silently, her expression less than thrilled. Still, Cooper decides, I think I'll take her to that game. Fast forward to outside the school. Murph, eagerly looking up from her notebook, asks, How'd it go? Cooper hesitantly admits, I got you suspended. Shocked, Murph exclaims, What? Cooper can only apologize. Sorry. Murph starts to protest, but their attention shifts as a CB radio crackles to life. Over the radio, someone's calling for Cooper. It's Boots, reporting some farm equipment trouble. While the scene started in a school office with parental concern, it ends with the urgency of real-world issues, capturing the unexpected turns life often takes. That's just a snippet from the world of Interstellar, a reminder of how stories can mirror the unpredictability of our lives. Thanks for joining our session today. Cooper and Murph walk alongside a methodical harvester approaching their home, surrounded by various automated farm machines. These machines have arranged themselves around the house like animals drawn to a simple marvel. Over radio, did that. You should come take a look, it's kinda weird. Boots, the farmhand, arrives, puzzled by the machine's behavior. One by one, they've been leaving the fields and gathering here. Cooper climbs into a harvester's cabin to examine the autopilot, sensing a disturbance. Something's interfering with their compass, maybe magnetism. Ignoring the mystery for now, Cooper strides into the farmhouse, footsteps echoing in the silence. He scans the kitchen quickly, nothing unusual. Murph follows him inside, curious and concerned. What is it, Dad? A sudden bang from upstairs halts them. Tension builds as Cooper heads up. Murph's room, once her mother's, shows character through its wall of books, some missing, others scattered carelessly. Nothing special about which books. They both stand in thought, the air thick with a sense of the unknown. Been working on it, like you said. I counted the spaces. Why? In case the ghost's trying to say something. I'm trying Morse. Morse? Yeah. Dots and dashes, used for Murph. I know what Morse code is. I just don't think your bookshelf's trying to talk to you. Had to reset every compass, clock, and GPS to offset for the anomaly. Which is? No idea. If the house was built on magnetic ore, we'd have seen this the first time we switched on a tractor. Sounds like your meeting at school didn't go so well. Been working on it, like you said. I counted the spaces. Why? In case the ghost's trying to say something. I'm trying Morse. Morse? I know what Morse code is, but I just don't think your bookshelf's trying to talk to you. Later that evening, on the front porch of the farmhouse, Donald hands Cooper a beer. I had to reset every compass, clock, and GPS due to the anomaly. What's the anomaly? No idea. If the house was built on magnetic ore, we'd have noticed it the first time we switched on a tractor. Donald nods thoughtfully, taking a sip of his beer. Sounds like your meeting at school didn't go so well. We've forgotten who we are, Donald. Explorers, pioneers, not caretakers. When I was a kid, it felt like they made something new every day. Some gadget or idea, like every day was Christmas. But 6 billion people, just try to imagine that, and every last one of them trying to have it all. He turns to Cooper. This world isn't so bad, and Tom will do just fine. You're the one who doesn't belong, born 40 years too late or 40 years too early. My daughter knew it, God bless her, and your kids know it. Especially Murph. We used to look up and wonder at our place in the stars. Now we just look down and worry about our place in the dirt. Cooper, you were good at something and you never got a chance to do anything with it. I'm sorry, but that's not your kid's fault. Cooper looks up at the stars above. May 14th. Never forget. Clear as a bell. You'd never think, when the first of the real big ones rolled in, I thought it was the end of the world. The sound of a ball cracking off a bat echoes across a nearly deserted baseball field. A lone pop fly is caught, resulting in a modest trickle of applause from the sparse crowd. It's a minor league game attended by few. In my day, we had real ball players. Who are these bums? As the team jogs in from the field, the jerseys reveal the iconic insignia, New York Yankees. Well, in my day, people were too busy fighting over food for baseball, so consider this progress. Murph, sitting beside Donald, offers him some popcorn. Fine, but popcorn at a ball game is unnatural. I want a hot dog. What's a hot dog? Cooper, seated with Tom, a row ahead, turns his attention to his son. The school says you're going to follow in my footsteps. I think that's great. You think that's great? You hate farming, Dad, Grandpa said. Cooper glances at Donald, who merely shrugs in apology. What's important is how you feel about it, Tom. I like what you do. I like our farm. The batter hits one along the ground. It rolls to an infielder's foot. Instead of reacting, the infielder stands motionless, staring into the sky. The crowd gradually shifts their gaze upwards as well. You've never seen anything like it. Just black. Just black. The old-timer chokes back fear as he recalls the memory. Cooper's eyes fixate on the horizon, where a monstrous black dust storm is gathering strength. People start leaving in haste, tying handkerchiefs across their faces. Let's go, guys. Cooper swiftly drives as Donald and the kids frantically stuff rags into the openings of the truck. Behind them, the wall of black dust races forward, consuming roads and buildings. A menacing sound grows as the truck rocks violently under the gusts. Suddenly, black dust engulfs the car, accompanied by crackling lightning. It's a bad one. Mask up, guys. Murph and Tom hurriedly retrieve surgical masks from the glove compartment. As visibility declines to mere feet, the dust storm relentlessly batters the farm. The truck crawls towards the house. Cooper peers through the chaos, but a panel of sheet metal crashes into the windshield with a deafening crack. Cooper quickly pulls Murph out of the truck as Donald, blinded by the storm, leads Tom towards the front door. The shutters bang fervently as the wind howls around the house, blowing jets of dust through every crack and crevice. Donald slams the door shut. Murph begins to cough. Cooper looks around, noting the fine dust trickling from the ceiling. Cooper, did you both shut your windows? Tom nods. Murph looks at Cooper, runs for the stairs. Wait, in Murph's bedroom, continuous. Cooper gets to the doorway. Murph stands in the middle of the room, staring. Cooper shuts the window. The dust hangs in the relative quiet. Murph is staring, transfixed, at lines where dust is falling unnaturally fast, streaming down through the air, collecting on the floor in a pattern. Murph the ghost. Cooper stares at dust, collecting like snow on power lines. Cooper, grab your pillow, sleep in with Tom. XT farmhouse, dawn, morning, calm, dust settled. Int Tom's room, continuous. Murph slips out of bed, wrapped in her blanket, pads down the hall, peeks in her bedroom door at Murph's bedroom, continuous. Cooper sits, staring at the pattern of dust, thick radial lines like a circular barcode. Murph sits down next to her dad. They stare at it together. He holds up a coin. It's not a ghost. Cooper tosses the coin across a line. It shoots at the floor. It's gravity. Groggily, peering at the fence looming ominously ahead before closing her eyes once more. Why? You didn't bring the bolt cutters? I like your spirit, young lady. With determination, Coop light, wheat 7 years ago, okra this year, now in the heart of a vast, circular chamber, the looming struck missions. Cheerful name. Lazarus in the mysterious realm of interstellar exploration, humanity, a testament to human endurance. Payload containing almost 5,000 fertilized. You have my word, Coop. You must silently, understanding all too well his son's restless pickup truck on dusty plain dawn, drives with Getty beside her. A fiery horizon is visible in the distance. Are you sure? His solution was correct. He had it for years. And it's worthless? It's only half the answer. How will you find the other half? Murph gestures at the expanse of the sky. Out there, in the stars. But stuck here on Earth, I'm not certain you can. They pass families in vehicles stacked high with possessions. They're leaving everything behind. What do they seek? Survival. Looks ahead. Damn! A dust storm engulfs them. Murph brings the truck to a halt as the vehicle sways with the wind. Shouldn't people be made aware? Panic is useless. We must carry on as always. Did Professor Brand abandon us? Sharply. Brand gave up, but I'm still trying to solve this. Do you have a plan? No, just an intuition. Getty observes as Murph gazes out into the swirling dust. My childhood ghost wasn't scary. It felt like someone trying to tell me something. If Earth's answer exists, it lies with it. We've got to find it, and fast. Time is slipping through our fingers. In the vast expanse of space, as stars twinkle quietly in the abyss, a scene unfolds among the travelers aboard the Endurance. Cooper observes the cosmic marvels on their journey, having seen so much on their way out here. Cooper, I have a thought for your return journey. Oh, what's on your mind? Consider making one final attempt at approaching the black hole. Gargantua is a colossal ancient entity, spinning silently in the cosmos. It presents what we refer to as a gentle singularity. Gentle? How do you mean? Well, not gentle as one might imagine, but its tidal gravity decreases quickly enough. Thus, if something were to cross its event horizon swiftly, it just might endure, like a probe. And what would happen after it crosses? Once beyond the horizon lies the realm of the unknown. Who's to predict if the probe wouldn't capture a glimpse of the singularity and transmit quantum data back to us? If it's outfitted to send signals across all energies, be it X-ray, visible light, or radio, why are we suddenly calling this probe a he? Romilly glances from Tars to Cooper, a slight smile playing on his lips, aware of the human inclination to personify even the mechanical. Cooper and Dr. Mann are on a mission, needing to select a landing site carefully to avoid moving the module after landing. Dr. Mann guides Cooper through the probe sites. With elements picking up, Cooper questions the stability of conditions. Dr. Mann reassures him that any squalls will pass quickly. Cooper checks his long-range transmitter. It's functioning well. Dr. Mann signals to a nozzle on Cooper's elbow, ensuring it's charged, and then sets off, Cooper close behind. Later, on Dr. Mann's icy planet, they glimpse the lander hovering above. Cooper cautions Case, who responds with a commitment to safety. Approaching a cliff, Dr. Mann advises Cooper to descend cautiously. Deploying his elbow jets, Dr. Mann lands smoothly, with Cooper following suit. As they venture through a vast canyon of ice, Dr. Mann engages Cooper about his feelings for returning home. Cooper is firm. If this mission is meant to sway him, they'd best stop now. But Dr. Mann comprehends his reasoning, emphasizing the innate human need for connection, even without family. While Murph introduces guests back on Earth, Cooper grapples with survival amidst uncertainty. Dr. Mann underscores the vital human instinct of improvisation over programming, and the profound motivation derived from a parent's instinct to protect their offspring. Murph brings Coop downstairs. Getty listens intently to Lois's back with concern etched on his face. They can't stay here. Murph turns, seeing Tom at the doorway. What is this? Brand counts flight cases as a sudden wind lashes ice against her face. Rimali removes his helmet, peering over Tarz's shoulder at Kip's data screen, perplexed. I don't understand. Cooper and Dr. Mann are like tiny specks on an expansive ice sheet. The first window's up ahead. Cooper peers at the ice opening, Dr. Mann reflecting on his past. I prepared to die leaving Earth, but I never thought my planet wouldn't be the one. None of this went as it should. Professor Brand would disagree. Cooper narrowly avoids the edge as Dr. Mann's betrayal becomes clear. What are you doing? Dr. Mann kicks him, but Cooper jets onto a lower ice ledge. Tom confronts Murph with Getty looking on. They can't stay here, Tom. Not one more day. Tom, angered, punches Getty. Tom, Coop, your aunt needs to go. She's done here. Cooper regains his footing as Dr. Mann approaches again. I'm sorry, I can't let you leave. Why? We'll need your ship to complete the mission once everyone knows the truth about this place. Cooper's anger grows as the truth unfurls. You faked the data? There's no surface. He kicks Cooper, trying to end it. I held out for rescue mechanisms, Cooper, despite knowing this planet had nothing. You coward. Fueled by anger, Cooper blasts Dr. Mann, engaged in a fierce brawl on the ice, a fight marking a pivotal point in their mission. Please come with us. To live underground, praying Dad comes back to save us all. He's not coming back. He was never coming back. It's up to us. To me, you're going to save the human race, Murph? Really? How? Our dad couldn't. He didn't even try. He just abandoned us, Tom. Stop this. Someone's glass will give way first. 50-50, you kill yourself. Stop. Best odds I've had in years. Please don't judge me, Cooper. You were never tested like I was. Few men have been. You did your best, Murph. With determination etched in her eyes, Murph silently drives on, staring at the endless road ahead. Her thoughts echo the burden she carries. Saving humanity lies within her grasp. Dr. Mann stands amidst the harsh, icy landscape, unable to bear watching any longer as he speaks into his radio. I'm sorry, I can't watch you go through this. I thought I could, but I'm still here. I'm here for you. He listens closely to Cooper's labored breathing through the static. Struggling against the biting wind, Dr. Mann climbs a rocky ledge, seeking both refuge and signal. Cooper, when you left, did Professor Brand read you that poem? How does it end? His voice crackles over the radio, lost in thought and urgency. Do not go gentle. Cooper pauses, remembering the words as he spots the transmitter lying on the ice, just out of reach. Dr. Mann continues over the radio, into that good night. Cooper fights to crawl forward, choking and gasping for breath. As Murph and Getty drive through a desolate landscape, passing faces hardened by struggle, Dr. Mann's words resonate over the airwaves. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Meanwhile, back on the ice, Cooper's determination surges as he inches towards salvation. Dr. Mann watches Cooper struggle with a mix of pity and awe, whispered encouragement barely audible. Cooper, do you see your children yet? But only silence and the sound of struggle return. Cooper's hands fumble anxiously with the transmitter, battling the freezing elements. With a final surge of effort, he reconnects it and cries out desperately, Brand! Brand! In a simultaneous rush, Brand in the lander is startled by Cooper's pleading rasp through the radio. Cooper, we're coming! Meanwhile, Murph makes a decisive turn back, the truck roaring towards the chance of rescue. As everyone hurries against the ticking clock, hope flickers in the cold expanse. Murph pulls off the road and cuts through the cornfield, stirring up a cloud of dust. The lander hurtles through the clouds, navigating recklessly and with dangerous speed. Brand clutches her seat as Case maneuvers the lander, hoping his actions are more than just guesses. Inside Dr. Mann's pod, Rimili crouches by Tars, examining data that defies logic. This data makes no sense. Access the archive. Arriving with a screech, Murph jumps out of her truck, grabs a gas can, and drenches the stalks with fuel. Cooper collapses onto the ice, staring at the sky in despair. Tom races out in Cooper's old truck, heading towards the fire as he calls over the radio. Squinting through tears, Cooper sees Brand leaping from the lander. She rips off his helmet, pressing an oxygen mask over his face. Was it man? Brand nods, connecting the dots. Romilly, we need to warn him. Tars steps aside for Romilly, who activates the archive. The radio crackles. Brand? In the heart of space exploration, unexpected dangers lurk as brave explorers navigate unknown worlds. This thrilling scene is unfolding on Dr. Mann's mysterious planet as tensions escalate. The silence is shattered as an explosion erupts, sending a black cloud billowing into the sky. Dr. Mann, panic-stricken, hears the alarming noise from his vantage point. With urgency, he switches on his radio to hear Brand urging Cooper to take decisive action. The danger is palpable, and survival instincts are kicking in. Inside the lander, emotions run high. Brand helps Cooper, tension evident as regret fills the air. "We should have followed your instincts," Cooper admits, realization dawning on him. Brand's fear is evident, but determination prevails. On Earth, Murph arrives at the farmhouse in a desperate rush, commanding Getty to stand guard. Back on the planet, Case alerts them to the explosion at Dr. Mann's compound, prompting swift action. With urgency, Dr. Mann and Tars strive to escape. Tars, charred and relentless, sprints towards the lander as Case opens the airlock just in time. The adrenaline-pumping scene concludes with their daring escape, highlighting the perilous and unpredictable journey of interstellar exploration. In cockpit, the lander, Continuous Cooper looks over to Case, tension evident on his face. "Cooper, have you locked onto the Ranger?" "Case, he's pushing into orbit rapidly. If he takes control of the Ranger, it's over for us." "Brand, are you saying he'd strand us here?" "Yes, he's already marooning us." Case nods grimly, confirming the dire situation. Kitchen, farmhouse, Delos and Coop pack essentials hurriedly. Murph dashes upstairs, urgency in her steps. Farmhouse, Continuous Getty assists as they scramble into the truck, anxiety written on his face as he eyes the distant fire. "Getty, hurry up, Murph." Stratosphere, Dr. Mann's planet, Continuous. The Ranger surges upwards, breaking through atmospheric layers with roaring engines. In cockpit, the lander, Continuous. Cooper moves swiftly beside Case, urgently flipping on the transmitter. "Cooper, Dr. Mann! Talk to us, Dr. Mann!" Case, he's navigating without knowledge of the Endurance docking protocol. "Cooper, the autopilot does. Case, not since Tars disabled it." Cooper looks into the airlock and grins. "Nice. What's your trust setting?" "Tars lower than yours, apparently." Cooper hits the transmitter, determination in his voice. "Dr. Mann?" Cut to cockpit, Ranger. Dr. Mann hears Cooper's voice crackling through the radio, but chooses to ignore it. Instead, his focus is absorbed by the navigation computer's data. "Dr. Mann, if you attempt docking..." With a cold resolve, Dr. Mann switches off the transmitter, cutting off communication. Cut to in Murph's bedroom day. Murph stands in her room, scanning the bookshelves. Her eyes settle on a worn box. She pauses, a wave of nostalgia hits, urging her to move closer. Hesitantly, she opens the box and peers inside, her expression softening. Cut to XT farmhouse, Continuous. Getty paces anxiously outside. Next to him, Lois and Coop stay seated, stoic, yet beneath the surface, anticipation brews. Cut to XT orbit, Dr. Mann's planet. The Ranger glides silently through the void, closing in on the massive structure of the Endurance, a testament to human ambition and resilience. Dr. Mann, with a look of determination, guides the lander next to the ship. With a steady hand, he initiates the autopilot. Auto-docking sequence withheld. Startled, Dr. Mann glances at the screen. Override. Unauthorized. Pondering his next move, Dr. Mann glances towards the manual docking controls, his brows furrowed in thought. Cooper, eyes focused, watches as they ascend orbit. Beside him, Brand notices the proximity of the Ranger to the Endurance. "Dr. Mann, do not attempt docking." "Dr. Mann, respond." Static noise fills the cockpit. Dr. Mann, undeterred, scrambles from the flight controls to the airlock, his mind set on his objective. The Ranger edges closer to the Endurance's outer hatch. Mechanical grapples extend, aiming to secure a connection. With tense concentration, Dr. Mann operates the docking system, determined to connect. The Ranger is carefully maneuvered toward the Endurance hatch by the mechanical grapples. Tension fills the cold void of space. A sharp clang echoes through the cabin as the ships make contact. Imperfect contact, hatch lockout initiated, override. Hatch lockout disengaged. Dr. Mann swiftly approaches the airlock control, determination in his eyes. Cooper watches intently, concern etched onto his face. Is he locked on? Imperfectly. Cooper lunges for the transmitter, urgency in his voice. Dr. Mann, do not, I repeat, do not attempt to open the hatch." In the ensuing silence, Dr. Mann gazes fixed on the hatch window. His hand moves to the button, intent clear. The outer door of the Ranger glides open with a mechanical whir. Grapples clamor blindly, attempting to secure a stubborn latch. Sound of thrusters and ambient cockpit noise. What happens if he blows the hatch? Case, nothing good. Pull us back. Case engages thrusters. The hum intensifies. Case, relay my transmission to his onboard computer and have it rebroadcast as emergency PA. Brand hits the transmitter button. Dr. Mann, do not open the int cockpit. Ranger, continuous. The cockpit is silent as Dr. Mann takes a deep breath, hand hovering over the lever. Do not open the inner hatch. Dr. Mann hesitates for a second, startled. Brand, I don't know what Cooper's told you, but I'm taking control of the Endurance. We can talk about the mission once I'm in control. This isn't about me or Cooper, it's about mankind. Dr. Mann resolutely turns back to the lever and pulls it. Sound of air rushing fills the space, creating a dramatic moment of tension. The whistling air and swirling debris push the Endurance into a slow, disorienting spin. The void of space does nothing to soften the violent dance of the massive spacecraft caught in chaos. Inside the cockpit, Dr. Mann is brutalized by flying debris. The airlock begins to tear apart with an ominous creak. Outside, the ship accelerates its spin, centrifugal forces pulling it apart. The Ranger is torn from its docking bay, shredding as it collides with the nearest module of the ship's ring. Horror grips the crew as their vessel spirals off its intended path, veering towards the planet below. Brand, oh my God. With decisive urgency, Cooper seizes the controls. Cooper, we can't lose it. The crippled Endurance spins faster, descending towards the unforgiving stratosphere. The lander races to catch up, weaving through the hazardous Ranger debris. Cooper's focus is unwavering, eyes fixed on the Endurance. Case, Cooper, there's no point using our fuel. Analyze the Endurance's spin. What are you doing? The scene opens with a glimpse into the vast expanse of space, where the starship Endurance is caught in a perilous situation. As escaping air and debris force it into a slow spin, the tension builds. Inside the cockpit of the Ranger, Dr. Mann is violently struck by debris as the airlock begins to tear apart. Outside, the Endurance spins faster and faster, pulling the Ranger with it. The ship fragments, shredding the nearest module of the ring. Within the lander cockpit, Brand and Cooper stare in horror as the ship veers off orbit, spiraling toward the planet below. Brand whispers, "Oh my God," as Cooper grips the controls tightly, activating the thrusters in a desperate attempt to regain control. In the orbit of Dr. Mann's planet, the Endurance is in a catastrophic flat spin, plummeting towards the stratosphere. The lander races in pursuit, skillfully dodging debris from the Ranger. Cooper remains focused, determined to save their vessel. Despite a warning from Case about conserving fuel, Cooper insists, just analyze the Endurance's spin, as Brand questions his risky maneuver. In the vast expanse of space, the Endurance spacecraft spins wildly out of control, plummeting dangerously towards the atmosphere of Dr. Mann's planet. The lander, its engines roaring, hurtles after it in a race against time. Pour on the power. Case, we've got to catch up to the Endurance and stabilize her rotation. Retro thrusters ready? Inside the cockpit, Cooper steers the lander with precision. The ominous hum of the spacecraft underscores the tension. Endurance rotation is 67-68 RPM. We have to match that speed. I know it seems impossible, but it's the only way. Necessary, not optional. Outside, the Endurance's spin begins to burn against the stratosphere, its surface heating dangerously. From the lander, Brand watches the scenario unfold, anxiety in her eyes. Endurance is hitting the stratosphere, Cooper. She's got no heat shield. With steely determination, Cooper calibrates the lander's speed, pulling back on the thrust, just in time to align closely with the spinning ship. In this race against disaster, every second, every decision is critical. We're high above Dr. Mann's desolate planet, where the lander teeters dangerously close to the red-hot belly of the spinning Endurance spacecraft. The lander's airlock hovers merely feet away from connecting with the Endurance's rotating hull, a precarious dance in the silence of space. Case, are you ready? Ready as ever. Cooper stares at the spinning ship, doubt creeping in momentarily. Cooper, we have no time for hesitation. If I pass out, take control. TARS, prepare the docking mechanism. Brand, hold on tight. Endurance is starting to heat up. Do it. Case ignites the retro thrusters. Instantly, the lander's spin accelerates, a dizzying whirl as it and the Endurance hurtle towards the planet below. Inside the cockpit, light flickers across their faces, the G-force pressing them into their seats, each grinding second feeling eternal. Cooper battles to stay conscious, muscles straining against the unyielding force. TARS maneuvers to unlock the airlock. The Endurance's hatch now rotates slowly, lining up with their own, an intricate ballet in the harsh vacuum of space. Outer space is unforgiving. The silence is broken by pieces of debris ripping off. Below us, the heat intensifies. Inside the lander, Cooper grips the controls, easing power onto the thrusters. He whispers to himself, more a mantra than a command. Come on, you can do it. The engine roars to life. The thrusters begin to drag the ships up away from the planet's ominous pull. Heat begins to fade. Cooper feels relief wash over him as the sticks obey. Brand stirs and Cooper, his presence a comfort, turns to Case with a sly grin. Right? And for our next trick, he says humorously. Case's voice crackles through the radio. It'll have to be good. We're heading into Gargantua's pull. The gravity of those words dims Cooper's smile. He unbuckles himself. Take her, he commands. Rushing air and whirling debris greet TARS and Cooper as they seal bulkheads. Brand floats by, vigilant over the crucial population bomb equipment. Case's voice echoes a grim reminder. Cooper, we're slipping towards Gargantua. Should I engage the main engines? In the vast emptiness of space, tension hangs in the air. Cooper, passionate and determined, demands, no, let her slide as long as we can. His words are sharp as he flies over to TARS, who is diligently welding a bulkhead. Give it to me, Cooper insists, eager for the facts. TARS offers a bittersweet reply. There's good news and bad news. Cooper cuts him off. I've heard that one, TARS. Just give it to me straight. Shortly after, Cooper hastens to Brand, who's ensuring her equipment is ready. The navigation mainframe's destroyed, he begins, a hint of urgency in his voice. We don't have enough life support to make it back to Earth, but there's a slim chance, a scrape to Edmund's planet. Brand, ever pragmatic, asks, what about fuel? Cooper doesn't falter. Not enough, but I've got a plan, he says confidently. We let Gargantua pull us to the horizon, then execute a powered slingshot to launch us to Edmunds. Manually? Brand inquires with a note of skepticism. Cooper's resolve is firm. That's what I'm here for. I'll take us just inside the critical orbit. And the time slippage? Brand questions. Cooper refuses to let the fear of relativity deter them. Neither of us can afford to worry about that now, he replies, full of steely determination. I'm sorry, Cooper. The pairs of faceplates touch ever so delicately, signaling a silent farewell between comrades. The crippled Endurance teeters on the brink, drawing ever closer to the cosmic maw, the heart of darkness among the stars. In the cockpit of the lander, Cooper braces himself, eyes fixed ahead on Gargantua, ready for a battle that defies logic. Outside, the lander detaches, reorienting itself in the vastness of space. Cooper's voice crackles over the radio. Once we've gathered enough speed around Gargantua, we'll use Lander 1 and Ranger 2 as rocket boosters to escape the gravitational clutch of the black hole. The lander reattaches itself to the rear of the massive ring module, a temporary yet vital lifeline. Back in Ranger 2, Cooper checks the systems, acknowledging the damage. The linkages between landers are destroyed. In the lander, TARS runs similar checks at the controls. Cooper communicates over the radio, determined, so we'll control manually. When Lander 1's spent, TARS will detach. In the vast theater of the cosmos, we find ourselves at a critical juncture on board the Endurance. Inside the monumental ring module of the Endurance, tension is palpable. Brand and Case are locked in a crucial heartfelt exchange with Cooper and TARS over the radio. Why does he have to detach? We have to shed mass if we're going to escape the immense pull of gravity. Newton's third law, humanity's chronic lesson on advancing by leaving something behind. Cooper, you can't ask TARS to make this sacrifice for us. Transitioning to the cockpit of Ranger 2, Cooper grips the controls with steely determination. He's a robot, Amelia. TARS doesn't have to be asked, he's part of the plan. Brand's frustration boils over, her voice crackling with urgency. Cooper, Sorry, you broke up a little there, Brand. It's all as planned, Dr. Brand. The ship is vibrating with immense gravitational energy. Shudders ripple through the framework. Case, We've hit maximum velocity. Prepare to engage the escape thrusters. TARS methodically checks his instruments. Ready. Cooper, focused, surveys the glowing monitors. Ready. Brand gazes intently at the majestic horizon, vibrant with colors, but her eyes betray her caution as she peers into the abyss below. Initiating main engine sequence in 3, 2, 1 mark. Case presses the button decisively. The main engines burst to life, straining against the pull of Gargantua, the massive black hole. Brand clutches her seat as the thrusters tremble with effort to elevate the craft. Case Lander 1, prepare for engine engagement. On my mark, 3, 2, 1 mark. In the vast void of space, where shadows stretch eternally, a daring escape unfolds. The Endurance, a beacon of hope, edges away from encroaching darkness. Inside its cockpit, the crew stands ready, their hearts pounding in unison with the thrumming engines. Fire. Lander 1's engines roar to life, propelling the vessel upward, clawing away from the black abyss. The radio crackles to life, connecting the crew with their fate. Ranger 2's engines, on my mark, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Inside Ranger 2, Cooper's determination manifests as he presses the button. Fire. A fresh surge of fire bursts from Ranger 2, boosting the Endurance higher, piercing through the vast darkness back into the nurturing embrace of starlight. Cooper, battling the force of acceleration, checks his instruments, realizing the cost of their cosmic gamble. That little maneuver cost us 51 years. In the ring module of the Endurance, Brand clings tightly, feeling the passage of time ripple around them. You don't sound so bad for 120. The powerful engines of Lander 1 fade to silence. The sleek craft hovers momentarily, teetering on the brink of detachment. Brand watches with a calm intensity, her eyes flicking between the controls and the lander. Case's voice crackles over the radio, calm and precise. Case, a radio. Lander 1, prepare to detach. On my mark, 3. Inside the cockpit, TARS stands ready, fingers poised over a switch. Case 2. The anticipation peaks, a shared breath held across the vastness of space. Case, 1 mark. Without hesitation, TARS flips the switch. Detach. Back in the ring module, Brand watches as Lander 1 slips away, leaving nothing but the view of Cooper in his own vessel. Goodbye, TARS. The radio carries TARS's voice, light with the weight of shared dreams. See you on the other side, Coop. Lander 1 drifts away, swallowed by the enigma of the cosmos, as the Endurance lifts ever higher, chasing the unknown. Lander 1's engines die out, leaving an echoing silence in the vastness of space. Lander 1 prepare to detach. On my mark. 3. Brand glances over at the lander, a glimmer of concern in her eyes. 2. TARS, calm as always, prepares for the inevitable. 1. Mark. Detach. Brand watches as Lander 1 drops away, revealing Cooper seated in Ranger 2, determination etched on his face. Goodbye, TARS. See you on the other side, Coop. A flicker of confusion crosses Brand's face as she peers into the void, questioning the uncertainty of their journey. The Endurance continues to rise, majestic and resolute against the star-dotted blackness, while Lander 1 falls behind, becoming a distant memory in a universe filled with possibilities. In the cockpit of Ranger 2, tension hangs thick in the air. Cooper checks his dwindling fuel supply, his mind racing against time. Hey, Case, nice reckless flying. Learn from the master. Meanwhile, outside, Lander 1 spirals back towards the enormous black hole Gargantua. Suddenly, Ranger 2's engines splutter and die, the silence in space now even more profound. Inside Endurance, Case absorbs the shocking failure. Ranger 2 prepare to detach. Brand is taken aback, her face a mask of disbelief. Without hesitation, she unbuckles her seatbelt, driven by urgency. No, she rushes to the window, panic in her eyes as she gazes at Cooper. On my mark. The countdown grips everything as Case begins to count. 3. Cooper locks eyes with Brand, a grave understanding passing between them. Newton's third law, you have to leave something behind. The deep void of space hums quietly, a profound stillness echoing across the cosmos. Inside the ring module, Brand is tense, pressing her helmet against a window. Her voice crackles over the intercom. You told me we had enough power. Case, the automated voice of guidance, responds calmly over the radio. 2. In Ranger 2's cockpit, Cooper sits, glancing at Brand with a mix of affection and resolve. Hey, we agreed, 90%. 1. Cooper's hand hovers over a button. He takes one final look at Brand. Tears float around her eyes, defying gravity like delicate snowflakes. Case, Mark. Cooper's fingers press down, but his command stumbles, catching as if unwilling to let go. Detach. Outside, the Ranger 2 detaches, drifting away from the Endurance, breaking the tether. Inside the cockpit, Cooper watches as the Endurance becomes a mere speck in the distance, leaving him in profound isolation as he plummets into the void. His breath quickens, matching the rhythm of his racing heart. In today's digital world, the possibilities for creativity are ever expanding. Imagine having the power to enhance your video projects with breathtaking visuals from the Interstellar movie universe. With online tools, you can now access a variety of high-quality cinematic background images inspired by the renowned screenplay. These images transport your audience to places beyond our world, with visuals of spectacular galaxies, distant planets, and starry skies that seem to stretch endlessly. Whether you're crafting a personal project or professional presentation, utilizing these images can lend an otherworldly ambiance to your work. To get started, simply search for Interstellar Screenplay movie backgrounds on trusted stock photo and video platforms. Once you find the collection that suits your needs, download the images and incorporate them into your video editor. Use them as backgrounds, overlays, or even as inspiring motifs throughout your content. Let your creativity soar as you harness the cosmos for your projects. With these stunning visuals at your fingertips, you can create experiences that are not just seen but felt, truly making your content out of this world. Ranger 2 plummets towards the darkness, the horizon glowing ever brighter. A surreal dance of distorted starlight and plasma jets envelops the vessel. Inside, Cooper fights to control his breathing, his fingers deftly manipulating the retro rockets to spin the lander downwards. His heart pounds as he catches sight of the flaming horizon. "Tars?" he calls into the radio, desperation clinging to his voice, but only static replies as Ranger 2 angles downwards into inky blackness. Meanwhile, aboard the Endurance, Brand is overcome, tears streaming down her face as she monitors Cooper's solitary transmissions. Ranger 2 races headlong towards the black hole, Cooper's breaths growing louder, ragged with panic. The spacecraft shudders as it succumbs to the rising gravitational forces, crossing the event horizon, descending into the mysterious heart of the singularity. Light of every wavelength cascades around him as everything dissolves into absolute white. A shimmering cavalcade of light and sound envelops Cooper, the black hole's interior like a star turned inside out, all-consuming, awe-inspiring. Suddenly we cut sharply to a different world, burning cornfields. Men led by Tom battle the fiery blaze, their movements fervent, urgent, and in the quiet twilight Murph, now 40, sits upon her bed. Before her lies a box, inside it a model of a lunar lander. She lifts it thoughtfully, eyes drifting to the bookshelf above, a connection, a memory touching her soul. "Hey, Murph, we need to move fast." A vast cosmic expanse envelops us as a dark sphere propels towards the viewer. We dive into it, embracing silent, opaque darkness before a bright sphere rushes forward. These are not just ordinary holes, they're layers within layers, a journey through a multi-dimensional rabbit hole. Cooper clings desperately as light and dark alternate with breathtaking speed, almost communicating in their rapid shifts. Computer voice alert. Fuel cell overload. Imminent destruction. Ejection sequence initiated. Cooper is whisked from the Ranger 2 as it detonates, narrowly bypassing a bright aperture and instead hurling towards a delicate glassy orb. As Cooper descends, this sphere differs from the wormhole. Inside, it teems not with stars but with countless world lines, the paths of all matter through the tapestry of time. Cooper dives into this universe of endless possibilities, his singular trajectory trailing behind, fracturing ahead into myriad futures. Within this descent, Cooper's path mimics a ring sliding down an endless funnel of fabric. Face to face with the harmonized chaos of the universe, he watches as past and future shatter into reflections, kaleidoscopic like mirrors in perpetuity. His path converges into a narrow, square chute. In the tesseract, Cooper barrels through, propelled at blinding speeds. Although feeling endless, his deceleration is inevitable. Desperate, Cooper reaches, scattering sides in his frantic grasp. As I floated in the surreal calm, the walls around me seemed alive, each brick, a story, compact and silent. They were pages, tightly packed like volumes from forgotten libraries. He reaches out, curiosity piqued. Confused by the expanse of knowledge, I pushed at the delicate fortress. The books shifted, resisting then yielding to my touch. Focus on Cooper's intense effort. And then one moved, falling away to reveal a book, a single messenger from another world, tumbled from the shelf, breaking the silence of the room. In that moment, I was there. My voice lost, carried away by the winds of time, yet still I called to her. Murph, Murph. Standing years apart, the echoes of my life, like pages in a story, began to intertwine. I held the broken lunar lander, a relic from childhood, and the memories unfolded within me, much like the universe itself. In this cosmic dance, the whispers of the past guided us forward, uniting the fragments of a dream. In an expansive cosmic library, each wall reveals a different dimension of time. Spectral images of people pass through like echoes of the past, each moment casting its shadow on the fabric of reality. Emma, can you hear me? Emma pauses, her silhouette faint against the luminous wall. Why did you leave? What's beyond that door? The vision shifts, showing Emma as a child playing in a sunlit room. It flickers back to the present, where she edges closer, hand outstretched, searching for a connection. I needed answers, answers you couldn't give me. Alex's voice resonates across the space, pulling threads of memory into the present. But I was always there, waiting, hoping you'd see me. Emma's gaze softens, tears of regret mingling with resolve as she whispers to the past and the walls. If you're staying, then understand this. You can't change what's been done, but maybe we can shape what's to come. Echoes fade, leaving Alex amidst the swirling specters of time, each twist a chance at redemption. Welcome to our journey beyond the stars, where the universe becomes your cinematic backdrop. Today we're unlocking the secrets of the Interstellar movie, blending its captivating screenplay with mesmerizing images available online. Picture this. You are the director, crafting a visual masterpiece from the cosmos. With the magic of digital technology, the vastness of space is just a click away. Imagine overlaying the potent dialogues of Interstellar onto breathtaking galactic visuals freely accessible across the internet. This project allows you to curate a cinematic experience like no other. By pairing the intense emotional scenes and profound script of Interstellar with the stunning imagery of space, from swirling nebulas to distant galaxies, you create a narrative that transcends our world. So gather your digital tools and let your creativity soar. Whether you're an aspiring filmmaker or a science fiction enthusiast, this is your chance to explore the wonders of the universe, one scene at a time. Watch as your vision unfolds across the screen and make the stars your audience. Dive into the stars and let your imagination fuel the journey. In the heart of the Tesseract, Cooper finds himself torn between worlds, crying out in frustration. His voice echoes through the strange dimensions. Murph, don't let me leave. Stay. He watches his past self reach for the door, a desperate plea hanging in the air as he smashes a book off the shelf, trying to change fate. Across time and space, Murph, now grown, stands before her bookshelves, eyes wide in amazement. She lowers her notebook, voice trembling with revelation. Dad, it was you. You were my ghost. Tears of joy stream down her face. Back in the Tesseract, Cooper is lost behind the books, sobbing. The voice of Tars crackles on the radio, cutting through Cooper's despair. Cooper? Startled, Cooper reacts, searching for his unseen ally. You survived. Somewhere, in their fifth dimension. They saved us. Frustrated. Who's they? And why would they help us? In this cosmic ballet of connection and perseverance, the mystery remains, even as hope lingers in the unknown. Murph, now at 40, stands in her childhood room, clutching an old notebook. Her eyes fix on the page with the haunting words scribbled across it, calling out in frustration. Murph! Come on! Her gaze drifts around, searching for an answer hidden in the shadows and memories of this space. Cooper watches over a younger Murph, just 10 years old, as she peers out of the window into the vast unknown. Even if you communicate it here, she wouldn't grasp its significance for years. A surge of anger courses through Cooper as he replies, Then figure something out. Everyone on Earth is at risk. Cooper, our presence here isn't to alter the past. A realization dawns upon Cooper. We brought ourselves here, With determination, Cooper maneuvers through the gaps of books, dust swirling around. Murph, now 40, paces across her dusty bedroom. Her fingers trail through the layers settled on the windowsill. Frustration lines her face as she spins around the room, her eyes searching intently. Murph, speaking to herself, utters, "Come on, Dad. Is there something else here?" Her question hangs in the air, filled with longing and anticipation. Cut to Cooper, who is looking up from the floor of the Tesseract. He exclaims to Tars, "Don't you see, Tars? I brought myself here. We're here to connect, to bridge the worlds." Back in Murph's room, she stares at a watch, its ticking hands sparking memories. The watch twitches with life, and Murph sets it back gently into a box, a reflection of contemplation. Cooper continues to navigate the Tesseract, moving past iterations of Murph's room. "I thought they chose me, but it was Murph they chose," he admits, coming to terms with the truth. Through their dialogue, Tars inquires, "For what purpose?" Cooper responds with conviction, "To save the world." Young Murph bolts back into her room, tears in her eyes, clutching the watch tightly. She places it solemnly on the shelf, a symbol of hope and resolution. In the quiet twilight of Murph's bedroom, she meticulously returns the cherished box back to its shelf, a sigh escaping her lips as echoes of their shared past linger in the shadows. In contrast, within the boundless reaches of the Tesseract, Cooper accelerates relentlessly through the cascade of world lines, his determination unyielding. They possess infinite time, infinite space, yet lack the ability to discover what's most crucial. But I have the means to reach Murph, to communicate across the unknown, just as I discovered this moment. Through what? Love, Tars, just as Brand believed. Through love, we navigate this abstract cosmos. The Tesseract surrounds Cooper with unending horizons. The most ordinary item, a watch, appears significant, waiting on a shelf in perpetuity. The watch, that's the key. She will seek it once more. How can you be so sure? Because it was my gift to her. We'll convert the ticking of the second hand into Morse code. Transmit the data back to me. Guided by this breakthrough, Tars transmits as Cooper deftly grasps the timeline of the second hand, sending ripples across infinite horizons. The simple truth, love transcends all, unraveling paths in the infinite for those willing to listen. What if she never returned for it? The thought gnawed at him, yet something inside him assured him, she will, she will. "I feel it," Cooper murmured, more to himself than anyone else. Inside the house, the second hand of the watch relentlessly flicked back and forth, echoing the tension in the still air. Murph's bedroom, twilight. Murph, now a grown woman, turns away from the memories that room holds. Her every step hesitates as she reaches the threshold. Murph, he's coming. She stops. Compelled, she returns to the worn box on her dresser. Her fingers find the watch, the one that binds past and future. Her eyes trace its movements, her thoughts swirling with possibilities. Murph. Getty stands guard, tire iron in hand, watching as Tom's truck draws closer. Lois and Coop watch with bated breath from inside the vehicle, fear clinging to them like a shadow. Tom arrives, covered in soot and sweat, worn from the struggle of their times. Murph bursts from the farmhouse, urgency propelling her towards Tom. Tom, he came back. Tom, who? She raises the watch as if it were a beacon of hope. Murph, Dad, it was him. All this time, it was him. He's gonna save us. The watch ticks, a metronome of destiny, its second hand flicking back and forth, weaving time and faith into a tapestry of hope. In the quiet intensity of Professor Brand's office, Murph is absorbed in her task. With determination, she transcribes the movements of the second hand, a flurry of thoughts and calculations capturing her mind's focus and drive. Later, Murph, clutching her papers, sprints down the bustling corridor of NASA. Her urgency is palpable as she accidentally bumps into Getty, but doesn't stop, her resolve unshaken and her mission clear. Murph bursts into the launch facility, heading straight to the catwalk railing. She gazes down over the massive construction site where thousands of workers move like a well-oiled machine below. Getty follows her out, intrigued by her energy. With a triumphant shout, Murph exclaims to the vast space, "Eureka!" Her excitement is infectious, and she turns to Getty with a wide grin, embracing the tradition of discovery. Murph then releases her papers, letting them flutter over the railing as she triumphantly repeats, "Eureka!" Every worker below watches as the papers dance down from above. Meanwhile, in the boundless complexity of the tesseract, Cooper observes the world line of the watch and Murph stretching into infinite possibilities. Over the radio, Tars communicates a hopeful message, hinting that their plan might have succeeded, just as the bulk beings prepare to close the tesseract. Cooper, with hope in his voice, "Did it work?" And Tars's reply carries the possibility of success that enlivens Cooper's spirit. "Cooper, is that the machine we found out near Saturn when we found you?" "Yes. Its power source was shot, but we could get you another if you want to try and get it up and running again." Cooper turns to the administrator with a renewed sense of urgency. "Coo, please." In hangar, Cooper Station, evening. Cooper, standing on the catwalk, watches the last Ranger returning from its patrol. The pilot jumps down as the ground crew rolls the sleek ship into its rightful spot in the lineup. Inti, kitchen, farmhouse night. Cooper places Tars's head on the kitchen table. Tars settings, general settings, security settings, Cooper honesty. New level setting, 95%. Tars confirmed. Additional customization? Cooper yes. Humor, 75%. Wait, he reconsiders, 60%. Int hospital waiting room, day. Cooper enters, visibly tense. A nurse is there to answer his questions. Soft echoing music plays in the background, reminiscent of the vast emptiness and beauty of space. But I knew who it was, deep down, even before I understood it completely, with a gentle rise in the background music. A father looks into his child's eyes and wonders, could they be the one? Maybe this child, my child, could change the world. We all long for that glance of recognition in our father's eyes. But by the time we see it, life has moved on, and often, so have they. Pause for emotional impact. I'm here now, Murph, right by your side. No parent should witness their child's end. It defies the natural order. My kids stand here for me now. So go, find your purpose. Where should I go? As if stating the obvious. To Brand. The sound of family chatter grows, filling the room with warmth and love as Cooper steps back, watching Murph embraced by her family. Out there she's waiting, a path yet unfinished, a promise to keep, a whisper through the cosmos, forever, a part of us.